tasks Nigerians and support for the president. Plus, reactions continue to trail the postponement of the Edo governorship election. Thank you for joining us on NTA Network News tonight. I am Ronke Kolawole. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived Daura, his native home in Katsina State, on a private visit. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president was received at Katsina Airport by top officials of the state government, led by Governor Aminu Bello Masari. Also at the airport were members of the National and Katsina State Assemblies, commissioners, as well as the state executive members of the governing APC. The Emir of Katsina, Abdulmumin Kabir Usman, in company of various traditional title holders and members of the community, were also on hand to give the president a rousing welcome. President Buhari later proceeded to the ancient town of Daura, where the Emir, Umar Farouk Umar, spearheaded the reception party comprising prominent members of the community's political and business class. During the visit, the Nigerian leader is expected to join the Muslim Ummah in the area to observe Eid-el-Kabir prayers at Kofa Arewa Eid ground in the heart of Daura town. This is the second time the Nigerian leader will be celebrating the Feast of Sacrifice with his kith and kin since coming to power. In the meantime, Senate President Bukola Saraki has called on Nigerians to give maximum support to the federal government on its various programs aimed at moving the nation out of recession. The Senate President, who joined President Buhari during the Jumat service at the Aso Villa, says the National Assembly will further make useful contribution towards moving the nation forward when it resumes plenary.
Period of time, like any challenge in life, every country, people will all go through challenges. But with prayers, with support, inshallah, we will overcome it. The most important thing is for us to stay together, give each other support, and continue to believe in this great country that we all have, and stay together. And to be rest assured that we all
to win the election, barring any attempt to do any rigging. And we want to warn the security agencies and INEC that we will not tolerate any rigging.
Reacting to the issue, however, the All Progressives Congress, through its Deputy National Chairman South, Shegun Oni, said the postponement of the election came also to the party as a surprise. The APC urged PDP not to drag security issues into politics.
We are going to win in Edo State, and we are going to win fairly comfortably. I want to make it very clear to them and to Nigerians that this party is not the PDP. We are not going to subject Nigeria to the abuse that the PDP subjected Nigeria to.
19 political parties are contesting the Edo governorship election. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says diplomacy is the best form of seeking redress rather than resorting to violence, which is counterproductive to nation building. The minister stated this at the command screening of a movie, Oloibiri, in Abuja, as reported by Anthony Forsen.
The movie Oloibiri is an action thriller that mirrors the international exploitation of oil in the area. With an increased rate of violence and militancy, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed is emphatic about the need to adopt diplomacy as violence, he stressed, is retrogressive, maintaining that the movie is timely, coming when the present administration is determined to meet the demands of the people.
Oloibiri, in its message, invites us all Nigerians, home and in diaspora, to see the futility of anger born irrationality through the life of its tragic protagonist, Gunpowder.
Minister of Environment Amina Mohammed, while commenting on the movie, said the Oloibiri situation is a national concern, a reason why the federal government has put in motion all machineries at its disposal to attend to Niger Delta issues.
The recovery of what has happened over the 60 years is going to take another 60 years. And yet today, was still creating 60 years after that.
Oloibiri today is not violently demanding anything from us. We do not wish to wait till they demand it. On our own, we must return to do what we have forgotten to do, to give back to the people and preserve the environment.
Oloibiri is a
will never see or has never seen. How do you then control the friends this child has in the virtual world? So most parents now can only bring up children well if they have the knowledge of information technology of the 21st century.
For the youths, they need to be led or shown the way to see how that change could be made meaningful for them.
What we need in this country is a lot of reformation. We need our children to be socially responsible.
The core objective of the Youth Reformation and Awareness Center, consequently, is to close the holistic development gaps of children through awareness programs and publications. In Abuja, Dennis at Dignloy, NTA News.
In the meantime, parents of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls have dissociated themselves from any agitation or attempt by groups aimed at ridiculing the federal government under the guise of advocating the rescue of the girls. They stated this at a meeting with the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Jumail Al-Hassan, in Maiduguri. Lami Ali has the report.
At the meeting attended by Chairman of Parents of the abducted Chibok girls, Yakubu Nkeki, and Borno State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Fanta Babushehu, among other stakeholders, the parents of the girls expressed displeasure over recent actions and utterances of some groups and individuals concerning the issue. They expressed sadness that advocacy for the rescue of the girls is being turned into what they described as political witch hunts, a situation that amounts to toying with the lives of those still in captivity.
We don't want anybody to come into government and make an abusive word on our behalf. We know that government has a solitary authority about everything in the country.
We are following due process in all our dealings. We abide by the provisions of the constitutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria not to infringe or insult any constituted authority in pressing our demands for the release of our daughters.
They restated their resolve to cooperate with authorities in efforts towards safe rescue of the girls. Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Lassen, reassured the parents that all avenues are being explored to rescue their daughters, adding that the Chibok girls taken to the United States by some individuals whose situation had become a subject of concern is being addressed.
People used them to ask for donations and making money. They took them, although on private arrangement that they were going to take them to school, they were going to pay for their school, but unfortunately this is what they are not allowed to remain in school. The Nigerian government, of course, has business in the welfare of every child or every Nigerian, whether in Nigeria or overseas.
She urged them not to lose hope and be prayerful for the successful rescue of those in captivity and return of peace in Borno. In Maiduguri, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And now to Bayelsa, where the state government and Otueke community have expressed support and appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for the completion of the water project scheme in Abuja local government area of the state. The project, which was initiated by the past administration, is to end water supply challenges occasioned by environmental problems. Musa Babaliyu reports that the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, handed over the project to Bayelsa State Government on behalf of the federal government.
The federal government's decision to establish this water supply project at Ogobia local government area in Bayelsa State was a direct response to the deplorable water situation in the area. The contract for the execution of the project was awarded in 2011 at the cost of over 6 billion naira. The project was completed by the present administration and it has been handed over to the state government.
They will operate and maintain, do the necessary maintenance as and when due. so that we do not come get a white elephant project in the end. The project has to be sustained so that the people can benefit from it.
The Central Regional Water Supply Scheme is designed to produce over 3 million liters of water daily to serve over 120,000 people in Otoke and other 12 communities.
Gratitude to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari for thinking well of our people and making it possible for this good project.
This is one of the very few projects, you can say that, the last administration started that this government decided not to abandon.
The benefiting communities appreciate the initiator of the project, former President Goodluck Jonathan and President Muhammadu Buhari, for completing the project. In Otoke, Ogobia local government area of Bayelsa State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And back to Abuja, where our 13-man committee has been inaugurated to champion e-health implementation in Nigeria. This is sequel to the approval of the governance structure to implement a 5-year health ICT strategic plan that spans from 2015 to 2020. Health correspondent Rabi Abdallah reports that the steering committee has the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, as chairman, and his counterpart in the Federal Ministry of Communications, Adebayo Shitu, as co-chair.
The rapid growth and penetration of ICTs is one that has brought about technology applications in every sector, including health, which is faced with challenges ranging from data collection and management to human resource and issues of universal health coverage. ICT is said to have the potential to help address some of these challenges if appropriately applied.
We need to use this platform to improve data and documentation. If you ask about the number of people who died in Nigeria last year from cholera, everything is about. We need to change this outlook. And much more importantly, we need to use it to really advance the cause of telemedicine.
On my part, I am, as usual, very ready, willing and able to support all initiatives in this direction.
The national e-health governance structure is to coordinate, guide and monitor e-health implementation, including setting rules, policies, guidelines and standards to guide key players. In Abuja, Rabi Abdallah, NTA News.
Ahead of the 71st session of the United Nations General Assembly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema, says Nigeria will be pushing for the recovery of illicit financial assets, peace and security, as well as economic growth, among other high-stake issues. Gabriel Odu was at the briefing and now reports.
The United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, is one of the 6 principal organs of the United Nations, and in which all nations have equal representation. It is usually a forum where world leaders meet to share experiences and take common stand on global issues. Nigeria, the minister says President Muhammadu Buhari will be bringing to the table issues of security, anti-corruption and economy.
The President will be signing the Paris Agreement on climate change.
On specific outcomes from the United Nations General Assembly, the minister added,
in this context also, there will be a high-level meeting on the humanitarian crisis in the Lake Chad Basin area. And at the heads of state level, as you know, Lake Chad has shrunk by about 90% or so over the last few years. And this has impacted on the lives of about over 5 million people. And this is would be a costly venture. We're talking about maybe up to $15 billion.
Nigeria will also be pushing for the reforms of the United Nations to be more inclusive and support for developing countries. In Abuja, Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
Thank you, Gabriel. You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Aviation Ministry moved to make Nigerian airports world-class. Details after these messages.
When is it reached this? Much less this. And this. And this. And this. Help reclaim our Commonwealth. Lend your support to the fight against corruption for a better Nigeria.
This is to inform all distinguished senators and honorable members of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that the resumption date of both houses in plenary has been rescheduled from Tuesday 13th September to Tuesday 20th September 2016. All distinguished senators and honorable members are by this notice requested to resume sitting in plenary on Tuesday 20th September 2016 by 10 a.m. prompt. Please. M.A. Sani Omolori, Clerk to the National Assembly, Announcer.
It's truck month at Ford and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment and Chairman of the National Directorate of Employment, Senator Dr. Chris Nwabweze Ngige, cordially invites the public to the flag-off of training of 200 women on income-generating activities, a collaboration between the National Directorate of Employment and Future Assured Initiative, the pet project of the wife of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari. Date, Saturday, September 10th, 2016. Venue, State Secretariat Complex, Katsina State. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, wife of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chief host, His Excellency Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, Executive Governor, Katsina State. Kunle Obayan, Acting Director General, Announcer.
Change does not just happen. You and I and all of us must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
should be careful while consuming saturated fats. Eating too many foods high in saturated fats can raise the level of cholesterol in your blood. This can increase the risk of heart disease.
Choose leaner cut of meat
and low-fat dairy products.
If we have lost the opportunity of 15 years, let us no longer lose any opportunity for the future. Our alternative is agriculture immediately and solid minerals.
We should be appreciative of the president who has again diverted attention to this issue of agriculture.
The present administration is determined to go back to planning, identify priorities beforehand. When money comes, it is applied to that purpose. And you can see the results.
We are determined to rehabilitate our country, especially for our children and our grandchildren.
Glad to know you're still with us on NTA Network Service. Given the controversies surrounding the admission of successful candidates into tertiary institutions this year, two key education parastatals have agreed to collaborate in order to restore sanity in their admission system. Franca Uzoma Olwa reports that eminent academics under the umbrella of Nigerian Academy of Letters preempted the meeting.
These are academic giants who have made significant contributions to the development of the nation. They are members of the Nigerian Academy of Letters, who also initiated the establishment of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB. Acknowledging that JAMB has achieved a lot in the last few years, they however believe that the discordant tones between JAMB and the NUC on issues of admissions are mere distractions.
I believe that you are purposeful, you are foresightful, we are ready to support you.
I'm happy to belong to an organization which is in a position to offer help to them in anything at all, because their goals are completely identical with the goals of now.
For the two heads of parastatals, public concerns on the integrity of JAMB and the NUC on admission matters must be put to rest.
The quality of education in Nigeria is splendid, is good, but we cannot rule out the possibility and the need for improvement.
We believe that working together, we can bring improvement in the quality of the candidates that go into universities, and ultimately the quality of the graduates that go out of the universities.
For now, JAMB says admissions into tertiary education institutions for the 2016-2017 academic session will end on November 30th. Franca Uzoma Olwa, NTA News.
The Minister of State for Aviation, Dr. Hadi Sirika, has inaugurated Steering and Project Delivery Committee to facilitate the concessions of the aviation sector towards achieving world-class airport in the country. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports that the concessions also included the national carrier for efficient operations.
Dr. Hadi Sirika said the concessions has become necessary considering the level of neglect and deplorable state of the aviation sector in Nigeria. He charged the committees to work diligently in the realization of the set objective of achieving a world-class aviation sector in the country. The minister enumerated some of the advantages of the concessions, which included job creation, efficiency and economic advancement of the sector.
If you concession your airport from Abuja is doing 8 million at the moment to an Abuja that will be doing 50 million, to a bigger structure, with duty-free, which are basically shopping malls, with every other thing that you need to see in an airport like you see abroad. There will be more jobs for sure. More people will be employed, more technicians, more engineers, because the structure is much bigger.
Speaking on behalf of the committees, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Transportation, Sabiu Zakari, promised the committee's determination to ensure the success of the project.
We are 100% in support of this project because it will ensure the development of the aviation sector.
The two committees, with different terms of references, has 24 months within which to complete its project. In Abuja, Ilyasu Alea Kubu, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps says the enforcement of the speed limiting device will enhance the Millennium Zero accident crash projection. The Assistant Corps Marshal Kayode Olagunju stated this at an awareness campaign in Akwa Ibom State. Edidion Iba reports.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, since its inauguration, has developed various templates aimed at reducing road crashes in Nigeria. Determined to save lives on Nigerian roads, especially with commercial vehicles, the FRSC says the enforcement of the speed limiting device will curtail excessive speeding, which causes accidents. The Corps Marshal, represented by the Assistant Corps Marshal Kayode Olagunju, says FRSC is committed to the enforcement of speed limiting device by October 1st, 2016. He advised motorists to see the Commission's action as a life-saving measure.
Look at the crashes that occurred in 2015. 68.
We apologize for that little hitch while that report was getting to justice end. Festivals are associated with merriment and especially traveling. With few days till the Eid al-Kabir celebration, correspondent Aliyu Tukur went to some motor parks within the Federal Capital Territory to find out the push or pull factor for many.
Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, on working days is that of high traffic, but somehow the traffic is gradually reducing, perhaps to the motor parks. Surprisingly, a visit to some of the motor parks indicates low patronage, which makes one wonder if Abuja has more pull factors.
The passengers discuss, even before now, this 2022 they pitch now.
Because of the economic crisis, people are not willing to travel, and then you can see the skyrocketing rate of transport fare.
So if cars are overloaded, it is because the passengers are not patient enough to wait for another vehicle that will move their cargo after them.
It is envisaged that many people may still travel to capitalize on the public holidays. With this, the Federal Road Safety Corps has stepped up public enlightenment and patrols for safety on the highways.
Having continued with its sensitization programs, which will culminate in the Salah celebrations, traffic intervention operations, the Corps relocated its key management staff, which I've mentioned earlier on, to the field.
Our drivers are not drinking before traveling. Someone like getting tired was having our tire seriously.
One fact remains that whether there are more people coming in or going out, Abuja remains a rallying point for celebrations. In Abuja, Aliyu Tukur, NTA News.
Police moved to secure Lagos in the wake of Eid al-Kabir celebration. Details with Jennifer in our Lagos Network Center. Jennifer, it is over to you.
Thank you, Ronke. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 2, Abdul Majid Ali, has assured residents of Ogun and Lagos states of maximum protection during and after the Eid al-Kabir festival. Doidia reports that the AIG gave the assurance during a media briefing on the preparations for the break. He advised Lagos residents to be vigilant and security conscious due to upsurge in cases of criminality in the state. The AIG also paraded some robbery suspects.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, Mr. Abdul Majid Ali, said adequate measures have been put in place towards combating any security threat during the Eid al-Kabir festival.
all hands are on deck to ensure that people go about the celebration without any hindrance.
The Nigerian police force again warned members of the public to take more seriously security issues and endeavor to inform the police whenever they notice any strange movements. The 7-member gang was paraded for an alleged robbery and conspiracy. The gang broke into a warehouse, stealing goods worth millions of naira from the store. Nemesis, however, caught up with them while transporting the goods to Onitsha market for sale in Lagos, doing Dia into news.
Now to business. As Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark Eid al-Kabir, prices of food items have continued to rise. The price of rice, which is one of the most consumed staple food during festive periods, has shot up significantly. Let's now join Amechi Pius on Business News for details.
Hello and welcome to Business News. With just 2 days to the Eid al-Kabir celebration, rice, one of the most consumed staple food during festive period, is fast getting out of the reach of the ordinary Nigerian.
The only thing children can eat early morning and go to school, we didn't see it. We can't buy it. How much is my salary to buy a bag of rice? I can't buy it.
Some people will come in, they will buy one bag of rice, about 10 people will divide it.
As of last year, rice was 7,250. Within 1 year, the thing increased times 2. Now we are selling 17,500.
NTA Business News was at the Daliko Rice Market in Lagos to find out why some Nigerians can no longer afford rice.
Majority of the reason for the increase is as a result of the scarcity of the products in the country at the moment.
They are losing a lot of money in this market. See how everywhere is right.
There are more than 100 brands of rice at the various markets across the country. The bulk of this staple food are imported into the country. Sellers at this market complain bitterly over the increase in the price of rice, adding that even the ones locally produced, especially of other rice, are not only scarce but expensive.
If there is local rice, let them bring it out. It's not in Daleko. I have not seen it. I have not even seen it.
They added that the increase in price has nothing to do with the Salah celebration, as volume of sale has dropped significantly, with sellers contemplating venturing into other businesses for their survival. And that's Business News. Thanks for watching. The news continues shortly. Good evening.
Thank you, Amici. If you're just joining us, you're watching the NTA Network News from the Lagos Network Center. More reports ahead after this time out. Stay tuned.
I recently started using Nigerian Pampers and it's been wonderful.
It's way better and lighter.
She's been wearing this for about 8 hours now, and as you can see, it's really dry.
More baby friendly. It absorbs way better than it used to.
I tried it all through the night. She used it. Even when I woke up this morning, it was not that heavy.
Your baby is happy. Your baby is comfortable.
This new Nigerian Pampers, I will go for it.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome to the rest of the network news tonight. Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajia Aisha Al-Hassan, says the federal government has approved the establishment of National Women Empowerment Fund as well as Government Enterprising and Empowerment Program aimed at eradicating poverty in the rural areas. The minister announced this at the launch of microfinance loan disbursement scheme of the wife of the Borno State Governor, Nana Kashim Shettima. Muhammad Goni reports.
The federal government's twin programs of National Women Empowerment Fund and the Government Education and Empowerment Program were launched alongside the pet program of the wife of Borno State Governor Nana Kashim with the aim of empowering women towards reducing unemployment and poverty. Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajia Aisha Al-Hassan, said the two programs target 10,000 beneficiaries in each of the 8 states, including Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, selected under the pilot schemes, with priority to the 3 northeastern states devastated by insurgency. The minister explained that 200 million naira has been earmarked for each benefiting state and that the interest-free loan payable within 6 months can only be accessed through cooperative society.
I'm optimistic that the NAWEF and TIM pilots programs will be a huge success, which will necessitate the need to scale up the scope and size of the schemes in the near future. I hope that all states of the Federation, including Borno, will participate actively. In so doing, they will serve as catalysts for stimulating access and growth opportunities for women.
Wife of Borno State Governor Nana Kashim Shettima appealed to women to utilize the money judiciously to better their lives. Meanwhile, the minister had earlier paid a courtesy call on Governor Kashim Shettima, where she applauded his courage in the face of the challenges in the state. Governor Kashim Shettima appreciated the federal government's effort at ensuring the welfare of all segments of society. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOA, has empowered another set of 165 women and youths comprising widows and dependents of Nigerian Air Force personnel who lost their lives in line of duty. The first correspondent Isaac Nkuma reports that the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who was represented at the occasion, said the program is in line with his vision of human capacity development for enhanced professional performance.
It's good because as a widow, if it is not good.
Mrs. Martha Bulus has been a widow for almost 4 years. Life in the barracks after the death of her husband, she says, has been challenging. Her plight and that of other widows as well as orphans of dead NAF personnel is what this skills acquisition program by NAFOA is seeking to address. The participants are given starter packs and presented with certificates, launching them to self-reliance.
This journey, which we are culminating today, started in February 2016, when NAFOA realized that there was a gap in the level of employment amongst the dependents of our Air Force personnel.
Being here today for this graduation is a clear reflection of the determination and commitment of the Nigerian Air Force in supporting our wives towards improving the welfare of dependents of personnel.
The ultimate thing we're looking at is for them to be able to go forward with what they've learned so that they themselves can be employers of labor in the future.
Some of the beneficiaries were also children of serving personnel trained in various trades as fashion designing, aluminium and metal works, bag and shoe production, and more.
I would like to thank the wife of the Chief of the Air Staff for helping us, the parents, to discover the potentials in our children.
The items on display here are proudly made in Kaduna, courtesy NAFOA Skills Acquisition and Vocational Training Program. For the beneficiaries, acquiring the skill is one thing. Establishing their trades for economic empowerment is another. From the NAV base, Kaduna, Isaac Nkuma, NTA News.
Thank you, Isaac, and kudos to NAFOA. We now take you to the National Mosque, where the Deputy Chief Imam, Sheikh Ahmad Onilewura, cautions Muslims against affirming the truth on the basis of falsehood. Hamza Musa Makarufi reports that this is contained in his message to the congregation during the Friday prayers.
The Friday congregational prayer as a rallying point. Before it, the sermon in which the Deputy Chief Imam cautions Muslims against these utterances. That is the order of the day.
Every little thing, they will say, Wallahi tallahi, summa billahi of Abba. That is too much. The best you can say is Wallahi. And that is when you are requested to swear.
He dwells on total dependence on Allah to guide and guard the affairs of humanity. Similarly, the Deputy Chief Imam harps on the rampant cases of divorce.
We should first of all exercise patience and endurance, and understanding is very important.
Did Sheikh sermonize on the Eid Salah celebration around the corner?
I did not mention anything about Eid al-Kabir because kul al-haqqa walau ala nafsika. Say the truth even if it is against you. But this is an opportunity. I hereby congratulate the Muslims and non-Muslims as well for the Eid al-Kabir that is fast approaching us.
From the National Mosque, Hamza Musa Magharibi, NTA News.
Orphans in Sokoto State smile as they receive special gift for Salah. Zainab will tell us about that in a short while. Zainab, it's all yours.
Welcome. Sultan Saad Abubakar III has called on the D8 Organization for Economic Cooperation to work together and solve their differences. The Sultan was speaking when he received the Iranian ambassador to Nigeria, Morteza Rahimi Zachi, on a courtesy visit at his palace. Debi Ibrahim Ilela Dabore reports.
The Sultan maintained that almost all the countries around the globe are facing one challenge or the other, and that there is need for the D8 member countries to come together and resolve their differences. He called for the strengthening of bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Iran, particularly in the areas of power, agriculture, as well as on the gas and oil sectors.
We believe, as members of the D8, because I know Iran is a member of D8, so is Nigeria, we can also take our cooperation to a higher level, being members of the D8.
Iranian ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Morteza Rahimi Zachi, said Iran will continue to collaborate with Nigeria in the key areas of development mentioned by the Sultan. The D8 Organization for Economic Cooperation comprises Iran, Egypt, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Turkey. In Sokoto, Jabe Lela Dabore, NTA News.
Towards the celebration of Eid al-Adha festival, in Sokoto State, 85 cows will be distributed to all the district heads of the state to cater for orphans. The gesture by the state government took place at the Sultan's Palace during a meeting attended by all the district heads in the state. Jabe Ibrahim Ilela Dabore again completes the story.
Addressing the district heads, the representative of the Sultan, Galadi Mangari Alhaji Umaru Attahiru, told them that the state government has approved the release of 130,000 naira for each district head to buy a cow or a bull for orphans to be slaughtered on the Eid al-Kabir day. He said the gesture is aimed at bringing joy and sense of belonging to the orphans across the state in the festive season. The Sultan tagged them to be just and fair in the course of the exercise in their respective districts. Director Zakat of the Endowment Committee, Muhammad Umar Hamma Ali, directed the district heads to record the exercise and bring the list of the beneficiaries to the Zakat office for record purposes. In Sokoto, Jabe Lela Dabore, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Ronke.
Thank you, Zainab. The FCT command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has paraded 2 suspected vandals of transformer cables and streetlight installation in Abuja. Mitaire Ikwen has that report.
The FCT commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Patrick Ukban, said with the rampant cases of vandalism in Abuja, his men has increased surveillance around the territory. Hence, these suspects were arrested following a tip-off.
Based on our surveillance activities, we got hints that some suspected vandals were seen around PHCN installations. Like this first one here, he vandalized the street light. You can see the component of the street light which he vandalized. This one was around the CBN junction, first one. Then the other one was around Wuse area, where he was caught vandalizing a transformer cable. Like I told you, most of these vandals may have been doing this thing out of sheer wickedness. Because how much is he going to sell this thing that he has vandalized? Of what value is it to him? But however, we're going to use them as examples. They have been investigated, so they are going to be arraigned in the law court.
One of the suspects had this to say.
With me, I agree, but not me do. So I carry and just make it order. I sell and I go get other small money, make you buy something cheap.
The economic situation is not an excuse for anybody to go into crime. There are so many productive things that we can go into that will bring money. The land is fertile. There are several activities that you do that are legitimate that will bring you money.
Mr. Ukban warned vandals to stay off public infrastructure in the nation's capital or be prepared to face the wrath of the law. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Up ahead, global tidbits, sports, and the weather prospects for Saturday. Do stay with us.
Why do moms do? Why do moms do the things they do? The things they do. They go the extra mile just to put the spotlight on you. Why do moms play? Why do moms play the roles they play? The roles they play. Everything works out easy when she shows us the better way.
Don't you wish your mommy was fine like mine? Don't you wish your mommy was smart like mine? Don't you?
3 Crowns milk is low in cholesterol, great tasting, and filled with essential vitamins to help moms stay fit in every moment.
3 Crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Glad to know you're there. Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe describes as untrue the accusation that food aid is withheld from opposition supporters. For more on global tidbits, let's join Chimdema Undubisi.
According to a confidential report by the United Nations, the July fighting in Juba, South Sudan's capital, which led to the death of hundreds of people and thousands fleeing to neighboring country Uganda, was ordered by President Salva Kiir's government. The report also states that the violence which breached the signed peace deal for a unity government is not to be blamed on rogue elements. And Gabon's opposition leader, after filing an appeal for a recount of August presidential election votes, is threatening a possible long-lasting instability in the country if the court rejects his appeal. In the meantime, the United Nations Security Council is to meet to discuss North Korea's biggest nuclear test, which is the second this year. World leaders condemned the test, with talks on imposing no sanctions. In France, prosecutors say the 3 women arrested over a failed terrorist attack in Paris were sent by the so-called Islamic State militants from Syria. That's Global Tidbits. Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
Thank you, Chimdema. And talking sports now, 2016 NCC Tennis League serves off in Abuja Saturday as Serena Williams crashes out of the 2016 US Open. Kene Emagudike brings us details on Sports Update.
Chief Justice of Nigeria, Ishaku Bello, has pledged to promote sport and fitness in the judiciary in order to enhance maximum productivity amongst practitioners. Justice Bello made the pledge in Abuja when he received Team FCT High Court, which won 11 medals made up of 4 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze to top the medals table at the just ended 22nd edition of the Chief Justice of Nigeria Sports Competition in Lokoja, Kogi State. The distribution of sport equipment by the National Lottery Trust Fund continues, with 40 public primary schools in Benue State taking delivery of their quota. Executive Secretary of the Trust Fund, Habu Gumel, who reiterated federal government's commitment towards grassroots sports development, enjoined the benefiting schools to make judicious use of the equipment in nurturing future champions.
That this program will ensure the discovery of new talented sportsmen and women that are abound in our communities and rural areas, and also assist their physical and professional development.
Minister of Youth and Sports Development Solomon Dalun will serve off the opening tide of the 2016 NCC Tennis League Saturday at the Abuja National Stadium Tennis Center. The ceremony precedes the 7-match cracker between the defending champions Team Tom Beam of the FCT and debutants Team Ofiuku from Kaduna, as the tournament ends Sunday with the reverse singles for men and ladies as well as mixed doubles. Serena Williams' quest for a record-breaking 23rd major